How are you all doing? My name is Bilikis and you're welcome to a new lesson. In today's class, we'll be learning how to make a short dress with a ready-made collar. So here I have the collar I'll be making use of. So you should know it's going to be choking, okay? So how do we get started? First, you need to measure the neckline of the collar you are making use of. So here I'm just going to measure it up. So measuring it, I have 8.5. Okay, so 8.5 or even 9. 9 will be okay because here I still have the loop, which is elastic. So between 8.5 to 9. So times 2, that should be almost 18. Okay, that is it. 17.5 to 18. So that aside, here I have just 2 yards of fabric. Okay, it's a leftover fabric, and there are pieces that I can use for the sleeve. Okay, now how do I fold it? I just folded all the 2 yards. Here is an illustration. This is the 2 yards of fabric, that's 36 in 2 places, and then this is by 45 inches of the width. So how did I fold? I just folded this way. This is the 2 yards, so I folded once and then folded again. So I have it into 4. So I can just separate it, 1 yard separate and 1 yard separate. So one will be for the back and one will be for the front. So this is 1 yard unfold for the back, 1 yard unfold for the front. That is it. Let's get started. I haven't explained that I now have for the front and for the back. So the back is just going to be 1 inch more if there's going to be a zipper at the back. So now let's focus on the front. So what I did is I want the length of the dress to be 40 inches. So with seam allowance, I made it 42. So, and remember, this is 45 or 46 for the width of the Ankara fabric. So this is it. I already marked a straight line. So I have 42, so you can see that. So that's the length of the dress. The next thing we want to do now is to insert the vertical measurement, which first will be the half of the armhole, which is 9 inches. So I'll mark that point. Then the waist, which is 17 inches, and the hip, which is plus 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 26 or 25. Okay. So I'm going to make all these 3 lines into a straight line. Right now I've made this into a straight line, the starting point, armhole, waist, hip, and then the length of the dress. So now let us focus on the upper part. The first thing is to create the shoulder slope. First, the 3 inches, 8 inches standard. I'm going to come down by 1 inch, then connect to the 3 inches from that 1 inch. The next thing is half of my shoulder measurement, which is 8.5, 17. But in this case, I'm having a choking neckline. I'm going to make it 9. So I'm going to add half an inch to it to make it 9 for the seam allowance. On a normal day, I would have left it at 8.5, but because the neckline is choking, I will have to make it 9 inches. So I'll come to the armhole area and mark 9 inches. The next thing is to insert the bust measurements. My bust circumference is 45, but I can just make it 46 because it is a free dress. So 46 divided by 4, that should be 11.5, plus 1 inch size seam allowance, that will make it 12.5. So the next thing now is to form the armhole. So first I'll go up by 2.5 inches. And at that point, I'll come in by 3/4 inch. And then form the front armhole first. So that's the front, and then the back will just be this way. So the armhole is formed. Now to the neckline, which is very important. So I'm just going to maintain these 3 inches because of the neckline I measured, okay? So that is very important. So you measure yours. If yours is wider, so you can determine that by 3 1/4. But let's start with 3 inches by 3 inches. And remember, we are still going to sew in 1/2 inch for seam allowance of the neckline. So it's still going to be wider. Okay, so let me measure that first. And then that's the front, so 3 inches by 3 inches. Then for the back, that would just be 3/4 inch. So by the time we take 1/2 inch here, this becomes 3 1/2, this becomes 3 1/2. Here 3/4, it becomes like 1 1/4, okay? So that's okay. Now let me measure to confirm if it is okay with that of the collar. So in the front I have 4 3/4. Then at the back I have 3/4. So when I add that up, that's going to give me 7 8. So that is 8 inches. And remember, we want 8 1/2 or 9. So by the time I sew in 1/2 inch, also for the back, I will arrive at that, okay? Since we are not adding seam allowance to this, only the shoulder, that is clear. Then don't forget to add 1/2 inch seam allowance at the shoulder. So that is it. Now to the waist. My waist circumference is 39 inches, but I'll be making use of 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10 plus 1 inch seam allowance, that makes it 11. Now to the hip. My hip circumference is 48. So divided by 4 will give me 12. Plus 1 inch side seam allowance, that will make it 13 inches. Then I can connect it up. So that is. So now to the hem. All you have to do at the hem is, because I don't want the A-line to be too much because it looks somehow, I'm just going to add extra 2 inches to 3 to the lower part. So it depends on your preference. For me, I'm just going to add 2 inches to my hip measurement here, which is going to be 15 inches, which is what I have here. Then I'm going to connect it up. That is it on the dress. So from the top straight to the hem. So now let us cut it out, making sure the back, because this is the front, the back is going to be 1 inch more than that of the front. It is time to cut it off. So the back, so only the back armhole. Lower part here, the last thing we just need to do is to curve it up. So you just come up by 1 1/2 inches here, and then you blend it in. So then I'll finish it off. This is what we have. So this is what the dress looks like. So now we can remove the back. So the only thing you are doing at the back is to just slit the zipper part open. Okay, so the next thing now for the front is to finish up the armhole and the neckline. So I'm going to put a pocket by the side. I already have a video on how to do that, your side pockets. The next thing is for us to fix the zipper at the back. So we left 1 inch seam allowance. So first, all I do is to match it up, okay, from the beginning to the end. Then I will notch how many inches I want the zipper to be. So I just make it stop around the hip area. So I'm going to sew 1 inch till the end. So this opening now is what I'm going to fix the zipper on. Once the zipper is fixed, then I can join the shoulder of both the front and the back. So once the zipper is joined, then I will join the shoulders. Then I'll be using a bias strip to finish the neckline. I have fixed the zipper and then join the dress at the shoulder. Okay, so on the right side, I make sure I overlock the raw edges. So on the right side, this is what it looks like. You see, so the next thing I will do now before I fix the sleeve, so after finishing the neckline, I'm going to join the sleeve this way before I now sew it straight on the side. Here I'll be using a bias strip to just fix the neckline. I have a video on how to do that perfectly, which I will also put in the description box below. So I'm just going to finish it with the bias strip, fix the sleeve and sew it straight down before we now attach the collar. I finished the dress, first the neckline with a bias strip, and then I attach the sleeve as I've explained and sew up the side. I'm going to show you the wrong side. So this is the back with the zipper. Everything is intact. So let me turn to the wrong side for you to see. This is the wrong side and you can see how beautiful it is. Another thing I want to call your attention to is that make sure you overlock all the raw edges. Even the pocket, I had to use another fabric because I have 2 yards. Okay, so that is what it looks like. So looking at the neckline too, everything is well done with the bias strip. So let me turn it back to the right side, then we fix the collar. All you have to do now is this. Make sure this T, you match it at the middle. So with the crease line here, I know the middle. So you match it very closely this way. So you're just going to sew on it. That's the best way you can fix your ready-made collar. Yeah, trust me, and it will come out nice. So just pin it down. So you are sewing like 1/8 of an inch. It's not even up to 1/4 of an inch, please. Just little. So you just place it on it this way. I hope you can see that. Just place it on it. Can you see? And then you go round and round and round. Just tiny. That is how you fix it all to the back. The collar is fixed and you can see how beautiful it is. So what I just realized here is that I should have, for the bias strip, maybe I should have used white, but I think it's still okay. So this is how beautiful it looks. So look at it on the right side. So I just placed it on the tip and look at it on the wrong side. So you can see it is just at the tip. And then it just comes out beautiful. Can you see? So beautiful. So looking at the back too, everything just came to the right place. You can see, so that means my measurements was okay. So all I have to do is to fasten it up, and this is elastic so it can go a long way. So that is how to make your dress with ready-made collar. Hope this tutorial has been helpful. Let me just put it on for you to see how it looks. The shift dress is ready and you can see how beautiful it really looks like. The collar is just so beautiful. I'm sure you really learned how to make that. So what I will do is to show you the back and see how well it laid also. So this is the back and you can see how properly it's laid. So please, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, give me a giant thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I remain your girl Bilikis. Bye guys.